I'm just trying to cut
No, Mark, don't do that.
my eyebrow hair.
Oh my God, Alex Hollywood has just posted the most gorgeous
Spit it
bacon
out.
sandwich.
Not doing it.
I'd love a bacon
Not
sandwich.
doing it. It will be, a bacon sandwich would be my route and descent into hell
Oh, I
for the
love
rest of the day.
bacon
No,
sandwiches.
it's not good, it's bad.
It's not, stop saying good
It's
and
not
bad.
good, it's bad.
No, don't.
It's bad.
There's nothing bloody wrong
It's
with
bad
a
for
bacon
me.
sandwich.
There's everything wrong with a bacon sandwich for me. Okay,
What?
can I ask you guys, do you prefer hot or cold breakfasts? I can't stand
Hot.
most hot breakfasts. What do you prefer, guys? Given that most people are nursing a hangover.
What's your favourite
I've asked them, hang on,
hangover?
look, they're doing a yes or no.
Hangover-
Hot or
hangover
cold?
breakfast.
Hot or cold first? Hot or cold? Don't crash in
Always
on my
hot.
poll.
Always hot. Cold, cold, cold.
Cold, bacon, depends.
I'd love a bacon sandwich.
Both, cold. I prefer cold. Much prefer cold.
Tim
You
Mark
like
said
hot?
to me, have a bacon sandwich. But the thing is, I hate
You want to
having
take someone
bacon.
down with you?
No, it's not that. I just don't like to have one on my own. It's not as much fun.
Yes, it is. You just want to take someone down with you.
Oh, Mark.
You're a breakfast junkie.
I never bloody
She
had
woke
one.
up and the first thing she did, she didn't lure me with her looks or her finesse or her charm. She said, do you fancy a bacon sandwich? And I was like, no. And as soon as I said no, she lost interest.
Yeah, you were over it.
She was only with me for the kind of breakfast I was going to have with her. That's a really curious
Let's
detail.
face it, you've never had a bloody...
What?
You've
Spit it
never
out.
had a-
What are you doing over there?
Trying to get a coffee. You've never had a bacon sandwich with me.
I don't want a bacon
In
sandwich
all
with
the
you.
years of marriage, you've never just gone, oh, go on then, yeah, let's have a bacon sandwich.
Deerheart swam naked in a cold lake.
Did you this
Wow.
morning?
That's so cool.
Oh,
It
God.
makes me feel a bit chilly.
This morning have you done that?
That's
I bet
brave.
You feel amazing.
That's brave.
I bet you feel incredible.
Oh.
My friend's been doing that recently. She lives in Hove and she's been doing cold water swimming. You only go in for about 30 seconds. You just literally get in, scream, and you get out. But she said, oh my God, she just feels amazing all day when she does it.
I filmed the guys in St. Petersburg when they used to jump into I forgot what the lake's called there. But the guys just get up every morning. They go to the lake. It's like before they do their commute, they just get in the lake. It's really bizarre. Gabrielle, how are you feeling mentally, Mark? I'm all right. I think it was a priority to get my workout under my belt. I needed to do physical activity first. Because I think, regardless of whether you're a drinker or not, everyone will have a hangover this morning. A hangover from 2020. It was like one big, long... Maddie used the most brilliant analogy for the whole of 2020. She said it was like a really long single day. Do you know what I mean? And it's like everyone has been putting on hold things to do before they do them.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really halting, isn't it? It's even halting for someone who's suffering from... I think this is an important point, actually. I think it stymies your ability to even proceed with your mental health. You know, whether it be negative or positive. Because you don't know where to go with it, because you don't know what's coming next. You don't know how to prepare for the next move, because you don't know what the next move is.
You know, a friend of mine just texted me, she's feeling low today, and she was saying... So I'll come over here. So a friend of mine just texted me, she's feeling low today, and she was saying, and it's quite unlike her actually, she said, I almost wish we didn't have the vaccine. She says, like you always say, which is actually you're saying, it's the hope that kills us. And she said, what if it doesn't all work out? What if it just...
Right.
And I said, no. In this situation,
No,
we need the hope.
I
The
know-
hope is the light through.
Can I tell you exactly what I think they're trying to say? Because I totally agree with them. I think the vaccine has been, you know, we've talked a lot last year about how I think this government has totally lacked any social awareness or psychological awareness of the makeup of the population and the morale we need and when we need a morale boost and all that. I think they've misread us spectacularly. And part of that isn't their fault. It's because they come from a world, a milieu, that is totally sort of alien to most people. It's very privileged, it's very different, all that. So, you know, you can't even really blame them for that. They just can't fathom the pulse of the nation. And I think what they've thought with the publicity around the vaccine is that they thought that by simply blazoning the idea that it is and of course this is not about it not being a solution, it is a solution, But my worry is they've almost peaked too soon with the overpromise of the vaccination in order to combat what they potentially saw as a disaster coming this Christmas, which we were predicting about 3 months ago, that this was going to be worse than the first peak. And I think there is a little bit of a potential with the vaccine for us to hit so many road bumps, bumps in the road, and those will demotivate us. And I think there could have been, I think there should have been less absolutely from the top of the rafters heralding of the vaccine and a more low-key, sensible confidence around it. And I just think they've oversold it a little bit, because I do think we're going to hit all sorts of snags about deployment, execution, potentially the success of it en masse, because it hasn't been tested en masse. We don't know how the virus will react. So I think there's just a very blunt instrument that they've used, saying the vaccine will solve all, when actually it's not going to solve the shopkeepers' situation down the road for at least 3 months, which could be the end of their business.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But, imagine being where we are at the moment this January without this vaccine. Imagine the darkness of that. So there is light, and I get what you mean, and I think Boris saying, by the 5th of April it'll be fine, was clearly bonkers, silly. But we do have the light, we do have an affordable vaccine,
I think we
which
can all deal with
can be
that
rolled
quite-
out across the globe, because this pandemic isn't over for any of us.
But they can say that quite calmly. We can deal with that, and we're sophisticated enough as a population to be told we have a vaccine, but it's going to roll out gradually, and we're going to have to enact lockdown procedures until it is. Why don't they just say it like that, rather than jumping up and down with joy saying 1 million? What they're doing is they're going to put a number on it, and they're going to miss their number, because they have in every other single conceivable category.
Yeah.
They're going to say 1 million a day, and they're just not going to get there, or they're going to say 1 million a week, and they're not going to get there. Don't overpromise, and that for me is the New Year's resolution I'd like this country to make this year: is let's not overpromise, let's underpromise and overdeliver. I feel really cross about this.
Like, he did make so many promises, didn't he? Do you remember right at the beginning when he said, we've got these wonderful antibodies and it's going to be the way out of this puzzle? Do you remember when they bought, was it 1 million or, I don't know, 10 million or 500 million pounds worth of antibody kits from China? And then when they got here, they were contaminated. Do you remember that? Yeah. And I remember being so excited about that antibody kit and thinking, but I am excited about the vaccine, and I do think it's our way out, and I do agree with Mark. We've just got to take it steady. And, yet again, our 18-year-old daughter was so incredibly wise yesterday. She was so lovely yesterday. She was such lovely company last night, actually. Felt very special, actually. She's so lovely, isn't she? It was a really lovely evening. And she said, she didn't say it with any bitterness. She just said, I'm not going to expect anything of 2021. I'm just going to take it a day at a time. Actually, that's very wise.
Yeah, it is wise. It's very cramped here, isn't it?
Why are we on a corner?
I don't know, it's very cramped, it's very awkward.
So I definitely, as far as I'm concerned, to be in January with the darkness of what is going on in the hospitals and all of that, to have this vaccine, wow, just round the corner is, I couldn't bear the thought of this January without it.
No, for sure. It's a much better prospect with the Oxford vaccine, for sure. But I think we have to all be very patient, not get overzealous, and just have to, stay cool. Stay cool, San Diego.
I just got to a story on Instagram to say that we're doing this.
Oh, right. She's going
Hello,
live.
we are live at the moment.
Hi, everyone on Instagram.
Bring a cup of tea or a cup of coffee.
Hi, everyone on
We're having a good
Instagram.
old chinwag, a bit of a gossip and a bit of a moan. Join us.
Val Goddard, how are you? So what did you all get up to last night? What did your mum and dad do last night? Were they just sort of chilling?
But they're always very quiet on New Year's Eve.
Nanny Di was. She was in bed by 10.
Dina made them, my dad's still in bed. My dad's been ill over the whole of Christmas, and Dina made Mum a really nice duck dish and took it over for her, and she just sat and watched, I think, Bridgerton and ate duck.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, your mum was convinced by the old Bridgerton recommendation.
She loved it.
That's cool. What did you all get up to? You watched Deadpool, Patrick Salt. That's a good choice. Watched A Few Good Men, Janet Sharp. Great choice. We're doing our top 10 films. When Nanny Di comes back next week, we're going to do our top 10 films. Are you in on that, Nad?
Yes.
Cool.
Even though you keep telling me I hate it.
No, because I went through the list of films, and I realised you'd actually seen more than I thought, because you've seen a lot of them in catch up.
All I've heard from you lot the whole time, you haven't watched a single film. And I think, well, I have actually.
Watched 1970 Nadia did a cheeky in last year's top 10 films. She
I
pulled
synced it in.
1917 from this year and used it last year.
Oh, I love that
She
film.
always
I tell
breaks
you
the
what,
rules.
it's a really good film to watch today if you're having a snuggle in watching telly day.
I mean, it's quite...
Because it makes you really
Yeah.
grateful, actually, that you weren't... We think things are tough.
It's quite an intense watch. It's an intense watch. It's a great film to watch if you've got young kids and you want to give them a sense of World War One. Bit of history, bit of homeschooling, all that sort of stuff. Natasha Milchan, New Year is huge here in Russia. It's funny, that I was just talking about St. Petersburg. Just like Christmas is for you, and I saw in the New Year on my own with one daughter out, the other asleep, and my off in the UK with his mum. Martin Smith, we just have to ride the storm for a little while longer. We shouldn't expect too much right now. We will get there. You're absolutely right, Martin. I mean, one of the great things about life and time is you always get there. It's like there's a really good meme that I sent to one of the girls, I can't remember which. Someone said something about, one thing you know for sure is that you survived negative and bad times 100% of the time. Do you know what I mean? The meaning being that you always get through a bad period. A bad period, however bad, does invariably come to an end.
It does come to an end. Can you write down Jane Cotton's name? Because she's a new member and she needs a song at the end of this live.
Of course I can.
Can we just turn around a bit? Because I'm very uncomfortable on this corner and I can't find myself. You know when you can't find yourself and you're too uncomfortable?
Hello?
Sorry, darling, I'm just so on that corner, it's very uncomfortable. Come round. Oh, you're going to be on the corner. Okay, go on. I'll be uncomfortable.
That doesn't help me. You did.
There we go.
God, there's an enormous leg between my legs. Who did you say?
Jane Cotton, please.
Jane Cotton. Jane Cotton.
Morning, Seema. Morning, Xavier. Morning, Jane. Peppermint is great for... I can't remember. Couldn't see what you said.
What was I going to say? So, I'm a new member. Happy New Year to all your family. Emma Amos.
Emma Amos, stick around. You will get a welcome song at the end of this.
Emma Amos. What was I going to say? So, who's hungover? Yes or no?
Just say yes or no.
Just hit us between the eyes. Or burp. Burp in our faces if you are. No? Oh, look. Oh, wow. Vast majority. Well, no, I suppose most people with a proper hangover are fast asleep.
Yeah. No. No.
Flipping heck. That's good.
Yes. Hayley has.
So I'm guessing most of you didn't need my chat.
What was your favourite hangover cure? Yours was beer, wasn't it? You wish you'd say, let's rehydrate, and you'd drink lager.
No, my genuine... I remember doing this is terrible, I remember one job charging across South America at one point and was drinking an excessive amount. And every morning in America, I think we were in Arizona and Texas, you could get alcoholic drinks in the morning. And I'd start every morning with a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, because of the
Bloody
vitamin
Mary.
C in the tomato
And
juice.
there was that literal alcoholic con of there's goodness in this.
Yeah.
But the alcohol just takes the edge off. Yeah, so the alcohol just takes the
food.
edge off you. So that was my liquid refreshment. Hair of the dog and all that. I was a big fan of the old hair of the dog.
Anne Murray says people with a hangover aren't up yet.
No, you're right.
Your chat was amazing, says Lorna. I haven't seen your name before. Lorna
You have
Shannon.
to do it with both fingers.
Shannon.
Lorna Shanahan Towell. We know
Oh, you
we haven't
knew.
called your name out. So
We've
we're gonna...
never sung you a song.
Lorna Shanahan
Two will.
Towel.
Two will.
Towel.
Oh, two will.
All right.
Your chat was amazing, she said.
Thank
I
you.
think it was.
Thank you,
If
Lorna.
anybody is
Thank
struggling,
you.
check out Mark's film. Actually, I'm going to do a post on that on Instagram.
Yeah.
On drinking last night. It was really good. We're a couple of fuck-ups, basically. There's me overeating and him over-drinking.
I'm a
not
fucking
drinking.
car crash. I really am. Sarah Musto, hello.
Hello, Sarah Musto. We will be singing for you later. Sarah Bluebell says Lucozade for a hangover.
Oh. I've got a very... Go on,
say it.
Soft Diet Coke.
Oh, no. That's not what you were supposed to say.
No. What's it called? Not stale. What's it called when it's gone
wrong
off?
with you?
No, when you have Diet
Flat.
Coke, less that flat Diet Coke. It was manna from heaven.
No, I'm telling you now, the one to drink is the one that the runners use because it's got salts and sugars in it. What's it called?
Oh, that's Lucozade.
Oh.
Lucozade, any of those power drinks with
The
salt
power
in it.
drinks, they are really good. You know when people say a Coke and a bag of crisps, it's because it's the salt and sugar. But of course, the absolute best thing is some bone broth, some lightly scrambled eggs, protein, get that back into you. But most of all, loads and loads of water and to just rest. Diarrhea is brilliant, Nicola. Yeah,
It's
thanks
those
for
salts.
reminding
It's
me.
those. Gainer Hill says rehydrate with lager. My mum was an alcoholic, guys, but was sober for a good 20 years.
Oh,
You're a great guy, Mark.
Gainer,
Oh, thank you, Gainer.
that's brilliant.
Thank you. Dark Knight Detectorist. I love your name. I love how you two say it as it is. You don't chocolate coat anything, apart from raisins.
Oh, God, don't.
We chocolate coat raisins.
McDonald's. Laura Nichols, why have you just said out of nowhere
Oh,
McDonald's?
shit, that's what I've been avoiding.
You've put it in our head.
Oh, God.
It's really nice on New Year's Day,
I know,
McDonald's.
it's one of those sort of... Does anyone else... Okay, can I just ask you this, Nats? We all make our commitments and our New Year's resolutions. I've just got up and done a workout. You've done something in your room that required all sorts of strange noises that made me have to phone the police. We all kind of have that little Bermuda Triangle on New Year's Day, don't we? Where we kind of all pretend and all agree to not observe what it is we're about to do because it's the last time we're going to do it, even though we know we shouldn't do it because it's the first. And a McDonald's is one of those things.
I think it's absolute madness to start New Year's resolutions on New Year's Day. Because people are either tired because they've stayed up late, or they're a bit down because it's New Year's Day, or they're hungover, or whatever. It's not the best day. The best day is the 2nd of January. But I was saying last night, every single year of my entire adult life, I've made New Year's resolutions. And I've never been disheartened when I haven't followed them through, because I like it. I love the feeling of a blank new page and new beginnings. But this year,
Bloody hell, it sounded like you were running
I
through a
have
field of
no
flowers.
desire to make a New Year's resolution. And I feel calmer in myself.
Do you?
Yeah.
Easier.
I mean, when you think of last year, Mark, we did vloguery. We weighed ourselves live on here.
Was it last year my mum said
Yeah.
we were obese, or was it the year before?
Mark's mum called us
I think
obese.
that was the year before.
Was it?
Yeah, that's 2 years ago, guys. Shitting hell. 2020 went by like a day.
Right, and I did a film on this. I uploaded a film a couple of days ago. Every single January of my entire adult life, I've done a fucking diet. And I've been fat all my life. Well, overweight, whatever word you want to call it.
Yeah, what you have to understand is the diet industry is
Doesn't work.
It's an industry. I'm not going to...
Katsu curry nuggets. Apparently McDonald's is doing katsu curry nuggets.
Yeah, no,
Who's
they
that?
are. You know, Maddie told me that the other day.
Time for a rhyme.
She tried to lure me in through katsu.
I think we'll have a McDonald's.
This isn't an ad, because we don't get any back payment from anything with this. The reason I genuinely like Joe Wicks is it's real. I feel what he's suggesting is real. He was a trained nutritionist. His eating plan is spot on. All his exercises, you feel him nibbling away at parts of your body that are really need attention, rather than, it doesn't feel like you're getting to a point where you're destined to fail, because you can adjust it to your requirements. That's why it's worked for me. I have done him every day, in more ways than one, every day of this year. And I've never stuck with anything. Well, I've stuck with running for years before that. But it's just been...
But you do stick with the exercise, but you don't stick with the plan.
No,
Now, the
I don't.
food plan is very, very good. I've tried his recipes. They are really good. But it's still restrictive in a way, isn't it? You can't have this, you can't have that. You have carbohydrate here.
I guess you can't have whatever you want, babe. You can't have McDonald's whatever you want.
No,
Otherwise you're going to pay for it.
but what the point I'm making is you don't stick to it.
Stick to
So it does the diet plan.
Oh, no.
That's all I'm saying.
No. Yeah, I mean, but that is my issues. Those
No,
are
it's
my
not your issues. It's because...
Yeah, but the plan doesn't set you up to fail.
The
That's
plan
what I'm
is an
saying.
excellent
No, it's an
plan.
excellent plan. But most, a lot of diets have it built into them, the idea that you're going to you can't do it and then you end up having to redo it.
Can I suggest why you come off the plan, the food plan?
Yeah.
And this
Because
will
there's
be...
bags of raisins everywhere.
And this will be helpful for you guys as well, and it's what I know of myself as well, is because you don't drink,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You
I
don't,
like hearing
you
these things
don't
about me. I don't know what-
overshop anymore. You used to
No.
have a shopping
No.
addiction. You don't have a sex addiction.
That's really sad. I do. I
And
just don't enact
sometimes
it.
your feelings and the stress of life and the feeling of wanting to escape and all of that overwhelms you.
I feel like I'm in
Hang on.
I'm just in the therapy chair.
Shut up. Overwhelms you, and you want to eat whatever the fuck you want to eat in that moment, and you stuff your face and you come off the plan. Am I right or am I right?
Guys, what Nadia's trying to say is that in the middle of the night she caught me rutting with a bag of raisins.
That's so disgusting.
It's a complex problem I have. It involves dried fruit, a lot of rustling.
But it's what we both do. It's what we both do. We go to food and we overeat food. And so you can get the best plan in the whole damn world, but if you haven't got a way of dealing with those emotions other than eating, drinking, sex, too much shopping.
You keep glossing over sex. She once caught me slamming in the fridge door. No, I won't go on about that.
Exactly. Healthy eating is different from diet. The thing is, diet is our diet.
Carol L, making a note of your name.
We will be singing to you at the end.
Welcome, Carol.
So.
Well, I'm pleased you've told everyone I'm no longer addicted to sex. I'm really pleased that everyone now knows that.
Darling, I didn't say you were no longer. I said you're not. You don't use sex as a way to deal with your emotions.
You don't know what I do at night. You're snoring away.
Can anyone else notice how happy he is that I'm just talking about sex?
I haven't heard you say it so many times in a
My
sentence.
God, you're sweating.
It's not all
Mark,
I'm
you're
doing.
sweating on my leg.
That's not sweat. This is the best start to a year I've ever had.
Janet Sharp, no, I wouldn't promote a named diet. I've been offered lots of money, and there was one particular time where I was offered a lot of money, and I'm going to be honest here, we were really stuck for cash, and it wasn't that bad a diet, and I did consider it, but I didn't in the end. And I was saying to you the other day, oh my God, I'm so glad. Years and years ago, I did work with oh God, I mean, we're talking about before I knew you, so it must be 20 years ago. I worked with a particular diet brand. And at the time, I believed in them. I did believe in them. I mean, I've written books on diet. I did my diet. I believed in the world. I'm not saying I never did. 2 years ago, we did Vloguery where we weighed ourselves on here and then we went on a really low-calorie diet trying to lose weight on here. I believed that was going to give me what I dreamt of, right? Which was a size 10, which then was going to bring me all the riches in the world, a size 10. And I just don't believe in it anymore. But I did.
Alice Kearney makes a really interesting point. I hate diets. You always think about food as soon as you go on one. It's so true. You focus
exactly.
on
Whether
food.
you're counting points or you're counting calories. Counting calories is a fucking torture. Because as soon as you stop counting them, you just keep thinking about when can you have the next calorie, don't you?
But can I also say that point about diets, you always think about food as soon as you go on one, is one of my...
Nicola Sinnett said she wouldn't mind having you in her bed. God knows, I wouldn't mind having Mark in my bed.
Is one of... Can I just... Thanks, Nicola. You think about food as soon as you go on a diet. It's one of my... Now, I'm a big advocate of AA, and it's worked for me in many ways, just jumping off onto alcohol as a comparison for a minute. But that's one of my problems, in a sense, with just AA as the only tool in my recovery, is that I don't want to just... It makes you think about alcohol, and it makes me think about something that I don't actually spend a lot of my time thinking about. I don't think about alcohol. Do you know what I mean? So it's really odd how the very structures of trying to sort some part of your life, in a weird way, take you directly towards it in a way that sometimes makes it even more difficult to get away from the thing you're trying to get away from in the first place. I can't even say it, it's that hard.
Somebody just said there, I've pushed my scales under the wardrobe. Well, our scales don't have any batteries in. Now, I'm not going to lie, I've put on weight. And I would prefer to have less weight on me than I do because I want to be healthier than I am. So all I'm doing is I've got a pair of trousers that I really, really like that I got on a job, and they were really expensive trousers. I didn't pay for them. And they're really lovely, and they've been hanging in my cupboard for ages. And I'm just going to keep putting them on till I can do the zip up. That's enough.
The Dark Knight Detectorist, because I've said that I love their name so much, says, I'm always hungry after sex. That's why I find myself at the fridge.
I've never been hungry after sex.
Have you not? No.
It's like I never drink wine when I'm watching the
telly.
telly.
There was that odd time when, I won't go into the finer details, but...
Mark, please stop. Whatever you're about to say, stop it.
You immediately demanded a roll mop.
Mark.
It was really odd. You've never expressed an interest in it before. I think we were in Amsterdam at the time. Anyway, so look, guys, so none of you are hungover. So all our
I'm feeling a hangover coming now.
Maybe it's sitting next to me. I feel hungover. What New Year's resolutions has anyone made? Have you made any? What's wrong?
It's just your leg feels wet.
But it's not.
No, I think it's from your workout.
That's
Or
not
it's,
my-
maybe it's just a cold knee. Maybe it's just a cold
That's
knee.
not my
Stop,
leg. That's
Mark.
not my leg.
Anita O'Reilly is hungover. What are you going to do? This is what I suggest. Disney films.
No resolution. To
Lots
take one
of
day at a
water.
time. Oh, what are your resolutions? To take one day at a time, Vicky Suzanne. That's the best thing to do in this
Absolutely.
strange scenario that we find ourselves. Do you know what? We celebrate years, but years are meaningless.
Terrell Fisher, you can do it.
That tree out there has no comprehension of the fact that it's the 1st of January. I take a lot of comfort from trees, if I'm honest. That tree doesn't know and it doesn't care. And neither does the virus, and neither does our body or our heart or any part of our physiology. Nothing about us cares that it's that date. Seasonally, yes, we respond to the world. In terms of dates, we don't. So keeping it in the day is a really good idea. I'm a huge advocate that everyone who had a birthday in this totally awful year that was 2020, and that's all of us, because everyone has a birthday in a year, should scratch that year, wipe it out, and I promise you, I've always been a believer that if you say you're younger, you'll live longer. I always believe that. I've always believed that. A friend of yours used to lie about her age, and I swear she's going to live 2 years longer than she says she is. So I think scratch that year, live every day as if it's your first and as if it's your last, and pretend that every day is a year. And that way, Maddie's comparison of last year to a day gets inverted and turned on its head. I feel like I'm currently in the middle of an acid trip. I don't know what I'm saying or where it's going, but it's great!
It's great!
So love, laugh and live every day like it's your last. Zoe Griffiths-Brown, so good. Jen's Market, positivity and take each day at a time. Selena Lou Fogg, to stop buying clothes unless I need them and to read more. Please, you said that. I'm doing 2 things today and only 2 things. I'm going to finish my book for the Sunday show. I'm just going to read. I'm going to finish a film that is so enjoyable and relaxing. Guys, check out, because me and Nanny Di are going to review it, the new George Clooney film on Netflix. There's something really calming about it. And I'm going to do that. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
What about the recipes for the Sunday show?
Happening tomorrow.
Okay.
Happening tomorrow. Happening tomorrow.
I've got one thing I've got to do.
I'm not doing anything
which
with
is
you.
my couch to 5K. I thought we were going to go for a nice walk. You were going to take me somewhere lovely for a walk. That's gone.
We're under a stay-at-home order. I'll take you for a
Are
nice
you allowed
walk.
to go for a walk?
Yeah, we're going to go for a walk.
To our usual place.
We can go wherever you like within a 2-mile radius. Why don't we go down that place down the road? You know that place.
That place down the road. If I only in a week's time, could you please send me a card, Natasha Milchin?
I have an idea for yours if I manage to get to the UK in a week's time. Oh, where are you?
Where are you at the
Where are
moment?
you? How are you going to get to the UK? Are we allowed to travel to the UK? If we travel to LA now or New York, you have to
Okay.
go into hibernation.
Emma
really.
Staple
Whoa,
says,
right,
I
look, let me
need
just, I'm just going to show Nadia something because this drives me to distraction. Right, if the cursor, see that little arrow on the screen?
Yeah.
You move it over with one finger, look, one finger, and then
hate
with 2
cursors.
fingers, you scroll up and down. But it has to be over this
Yes,
rectangle.
darling. Can you just get back to Emma Staple, please?
Right,
It's
I'll
quite
try.
annoying.
Sophie, I loved your message. Thank you very much. Emma Staple.
Need to drop a dress size by April to fit into my bridesmaid dress. So
You
who
can
gave
read.
who gave you a bridesmaid dress that was a whole size too small for you?
I need to.
That's annoying.
Well, maybe she's giving herself that stipulation.
Oh right,
Isn't
that's
that
the
sort
size
of like
you
a
want
phrase
to
that
be.
we use? It's like I have a pair of jeans upstairs that I want to drop a dress size.
Yeah, but it's quite nice having a goal like that, isn't it? It's quite nice.
You've always said in the past that wearing clothes you really like that are a bit tighter is a good way of reminding yourself that you need to lose a bit of weight.
Well, I think everyone would say that through lockdown we've all been wearing baggy clothes a lot, and you can just con yourself, can't you? Like now I'm really uncomfortable in what I'm wearing, and I just want to take it off so I don't have to feel fat.
Sorry, people are asking what the film's called. It's called The Midnight Sky. It's on Netflix. Check it out. At least then you can feed in on the review. Being overweight makes me feel very ill, someone just said. Who's that?
Well, this is it. If you're feeling ill, and yes, I will do some healthy, tasty meals and snacks in January for all the subs.
Yes, I think that would be quite a... You know how we've done Vlogger in the past? Maybe you need to do quite a nice, not long or elaborate, but just...
I want to do more dishes without meat as well, because we really do need to look at how much meat we're eating in the world.
There's a brilliant news story today.
Yeah, brilliant
Apparently,
news story.
we've talked a lot about how cattle... Apparently, the top 13 firms in America that have cattle, the methane output of their cattle is equivalent to the pollution of 2 of the major natural resource users like BP and people like that. I mean, that's how much pollution comes out of cows. And it's mainly from them belching. It's from their exhalations
Oh, I thought
of
it was
air.
their farting.
No, farting is part of it. So their burps and their farts are creating a huge problem, equivalent, and this is just the 13 major firms in America. So the 13 major firms in America equivalent to 2 major corporations like BP and those those sort of like natural resource users. This company has developed this strange thing that they put on the face of a cow.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This is where tech is fucking brilliant. And it basically, when the cow burps, it takes the methane in and translates it into carbon dioxide and into oxygen, and then in liquid, and pumps it out. It reduces the pollutants from a cow by something like 60%. Isn't that amazing? America has so many cows. I know I've said this many times before. I will never, ever forget the experience of driving through Midwest America, seeing in the distance, we had an American fixer driving the car. We were driving across the States, filming. I think it was the Tornado Hunters. And I looked in the distance, and there was a brand, like in America, you get those wonderful vistas, don't you? The sort of prairie land and the sort of all that sort of shit going on. And it was brown, all down this side of the freeway, just brown. And I said to the guy, I said, why does that look like it's moving? And I'm talking miles. He said, oh, that's one of McDonald's major farms. Those are cows. And so the brown landscape, so it looked like field, colour of field, was the movement of cattle. I said, oh my God. He said, yeah, he said, it's like miles and miles and miles and miles of cattle.
Somebody just asked us Melanie Morrison, how much methane is in your house with Nadia's farts? Melanie, I'd like to make a correction here. It's him.
I already have one of the cattle things on my arse.
I just don't film him and put it in the bloody vlogs like he does.
Did you see, guys, I did a really funny vlog where she was doing a meditation. I actually masked a real fart with a comedy fart because I thought it was too much.
Oh, look, there's somebody says there, I need the money, so I work at McDonald's, but it's not safe. I'm so scared of getting COVID and giving it to my vulnerable family. Oh, sweetie, that's so hard. Sydney Dunphy. Can you not talk to your bosses and make suggestions about how you would feel safer? If not, could you dob them in?
Yeah. Oh, look.
And say, I don't feel safe at work. Dob them into the council.
Lynn Aoki. Hi, Lynn. How
Hi,
are
Lynn.
you? Just to let you know, my wee scone, Robin, I love the way you call her wee scone, is doing really well. 6 months?
No.
She's on solid food. Thanks for the support when I was going through all hell a few months ago. Sending you big love.
Oh,
Wow.
we're so glad. Is it really 6 months? Bloody hell.
I've suddenly gone really light in my right hand. I can't feel my right hand. It's gone all kind of weird. We're just breaking up. I'm just going to take you to 4G. Just 1 second. How's that? I've had to put you back on the Wi-Fi. Oh, look, someone else has just... Who's that?
Well, that's lucky because we're about to do the songs.
Well,
Life
here we go.
and Love Journey ASMR.
Oh, it's that woman again, Nads. Life and Love Journey.
In case you're wondering what this member, you can see some people becoming
ASMR.
members. We've got like 2
ASMR.
areas of the channel. We've got the main area here where you get the vlogs, you get cooking, mental health films, and the
When
coffee
movies come
moaning,
out, movie reviews, TV reviews, all
and then
that.
we have a members area where we do extra content. And everybody that joins it says that they love it, and it's like 50 pence a week, and you get extra content. And anyone that joins the family guest area gets a shit show.
A shit show shout out.
A shit show.
A shit show. My arm's gone like right arm, and you're
shit
slurring your words.
show. A shit
Shong. You get a shit shong. You just farted.
No! God's sake, man.
We need to get you one of those funny thingies, don't we, for the cat? Okay, so here's the scores on the doors, guys. So hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed our chat.
And don't forget, we're here every single day.
Subscribe if you haven't. Jane Cotton.
Jane Cotton, cotton candy, Jane Cotton.
I need to get into a few of them first.
Jane Cotton, cotton candy, Jane Cotton. Jane, welcome, welcome, welcome.
I thought we were going to go down more. Jane Cotton.
Cotton.
Jane Cotton.
Cotton. Okay,
Didn't
well,
quite
you can
go
go
where
down.
I thought it was going to go.
Well,
Jane.
that's why I'm a surprise. I'm
Emma,
unpredictable.
Amos, Emma, Amos.
Emma Amos. Emma Amos. Emma Amos.
Emma Amos.
Emma
Amos.
Emma
Emma
Amos.
Amos.
Emma Amos. Welcome.
Lorna
Shandon.
Shandon
Two-will.
Towell.
Two-will.
Lorna Shandon
Toe will, Laura Shandon Toe will, Laura Shandon Toe will, Laura Shandon Toe will,
Will, Lorna Shandon Toe will,
Laura Shandon.
We are making an absolute mess of this.
Welcome.
Lorna Shandon Towel. Oh! Just break a pencil. Sarah Musto, Sarah
Is it Musto or mistletoe? Sarah Mus. Sarah
It's not
Musto.
mistletoe, but I'd like to kiss you under a musto.
Sarah
Musto. Have you got a toe that you must toe, Sarah?
Welcome. And Kel Bell, there's a little shout out. She said she's never had a shout out.
Carol L.
Carol L, Carol L, welcome Carol L. Carol L, Carol L, welcome Carol L. Welcome Carol, welcome Carol, welcome Carol L. Welcome Carol, welcome Carol, welcome Carol L.
Carol L. Carol L.
Oh, he's been inspired.
Carol L.
Can you imagine what our kids must be thinking? They're lying in bed. I mean, I do feel so sorry.
Life and Love Journey ASMR. This is going to be a really tricky one. Life and Love Journey ASMR.
Life and Love Journey.
ASMR.
Life and Love Journey.
ASMR.
Life and Loss.
It's giving me the horn, that is. I love a bit of ASMR, me. Hey!
Carol Nay.
It's a bit similar to another one.
Carol Naismith. Hey, Carol Nay. Carol Nay. Carol Nay. Carol Naismith. Carol Naismith.
Carol Naismith, we love you, darling. We love you. Welcome to the family guest member area.
Oh, that really hurts my head because my head is really oblong. There you go, guys.
Somebody said Mark's really getting into the singing section now.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, actually. It kind of solves things for me. I don't know, in a sort of strange way. Anyway, can we go and have a chat?
Mark!